In the end, we still came full circle. This trailblazing expedition started from the moment you and a bellboy ran into each other. After going on a journey of many twists and turns, they still ended up where they started. Just like a clock's hands that turn round and round, the start and end of each day will always land on 12 o'clock. There shouldn't be much left to say. This entire adventure started because of you, and should naturally end with you. And then, a new page will be turned.
Hello everyone, this is Senpai here and welcome back to another video. This time I wanted to talk about the Honkai Star Rail End of Penacony patch in version 2.3, specifically the conversation that the Astro Express crew had while saying goodbye to the past Nameless and Mikhail, the watchmaker. In this conversation, March 7th brings up a heavy topic, one that usually isn't befitting her, as she is someone who likes cute things and is cheerful and jokey when being interacted with. She brings up that all the adventures of past Nameless, like Mikhail's, most likely aren't very different from theirs. They were young ones, stumbling around, like them, making happy and sad memories. Yet all of those things are in the past. Time washes away everything.
Why not talk about it? Maybe everyone's thinking the same thing.
I can't help but think that whether it's Mr. Mikhail, Mr. Tiernan, or Madame Rosalina, their lives must have been long, and they must have experienced plenty of stories. They were also young once, stumbling and bumbling around just like us, getting into scraps and mischief, that sort of stuff. Companions, enemies, journeys, adventures, all the sad and happy memories. The everyday that we're used to, they've lived through them too.
I really enjoyed this conversation and what it means psychologically for all involved, and for talking about much more than just in the game. It transcends into real life. I will go into more depth on this conversation in a minute, but let's talk about this viewpoint in the context of real life, a bit more personal. Let's say you are a young adult, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but that is what you are in this context. You hear stories from your parents about how they made a business. Maybe they had a farm that they worked on to make a lot of money selling its products. Or they found happiness just living a life with many friends, going to university, getting a job afterwards, having kids, and being in relative peace. Now you, their child, are in a predicament of being after them. All of those stories are in the past. Now they are much older, and they're a relic of the past. Do they even matter? And if they do matter, are they at all special? You heard about it from them, every detail and every funny, humorous, serious, problematic moment of it. But is it really anything that will matter? And when you get to that point in your life, will it happen to you? That's what I got from what March said towards the arrest of the Astro Express. Of course, it wasn't a one-to-one comparison, but when it came to March, he also used an analogy.
It'll be easier to understand if I use an analogy. Like when you're reading a book. If one of its characters keeps running into obstacles and experiences an ending full of regrets, we're bound to feel a bit mixed about it, right?
It was mostly talking about Mikhail, but when you're reading the book, if one of its characters keeps running into obstacles and experiences an ending full of regrets, we're bound to feel a bit mixed about it, right? Is what she said as Mikhail went about problems in Penacony, waited for the Astro Express to arrive, but they never did in his lifetime. It wasn't until many years after him that the Astro Express crew arrived and helped out Penacony with its crisis, and he might have had regrets about being in Penacony and not seeing the Astro Express crew again. The Astro Express crew may have heard and seen what Mikhail had done and felt bad for the ending of his life, and had seen his existence as special to them. But is it really special in a much bigger scope? Did Mikhail have any regrets towards the end of his life? Sadly, I don't think anyone in the present could ever know. And worst of all, to March, there's also a lingering regret that she feels as well. It wasn't explicitly stated, but it was likely for not being able to have helped sooner and had given a better life to Mikhail and also Penacony much faster. That was about all that March said, and it gives a whole lot more insight towards her character. She, as well as the rest of the trio on the Trailblazer and Dan Hung, are young, humorous, adventurous people that don't have these incredibly deep and thought provoking ideas in their mind, like existentialism and how time affects the things around them, usually. But they still have them. and makes them feel like much more of a person. They don't like people's stories, and what they are will be forgotten to time. And that is fair. I believe this is an opinion that many people have. I know I for sure have this type of opinion. I would like for all people to have their memories remembered, as everyone has their own special memories. Himiko talks after her, not disagreeing with this notion, but more so giving a better way to look at things.
Hmm. I think each and every one of us is searching for the answer to this very question. The universe is vast, and our lives are but specks. The trailblaze never ends, but against the backdrop of the cosmos, the average person's lifelong journey is merely a short stretch. But it is in this minuscule distance that paths cross and countless worlds connect. The universe may not remember every person who leaves a tie along the silver rail, but we will. As long as we remember, their stories will never end. And what Mr. McHale has left for us is his answer to this very question. It may not be perfect, but it left a smile on this storied, jaded old nameless's face at the end of his life. And its meaning will be interpreted by those who come after us.
She says that while the universe is vast and people's lives are but a short stretch, it is within this minuscule distance that paths cross and countless worlds connect. As long as they remember, their stories will never end. That is Trailblaze, as Himiko states later. They go to different worlds, explore, have their adventures, and learn through other people's answers to life. What their lives meant, the final say will be with them. They will remember them as something special. Soon after, they say their goodbye to Mikhail, Acheron, and move on towards the next world that Black Swan suggested. But this was a fantastic goodbye to Penacony, in my opinion. To tie this back to the analogy I used before in the video, how you view what happened in the past is up to you. Learn from everyone, your parents, siblings, other people, whether online or offline, and make your own view on things. Keep all that your parents or siblings have told you and pass it on to your children, or simply other people if you don't want children. They will then go through the same thing as you and can keep your memory alive, as well as the past alive. That is what I got from this fantastic conversation. On a final note before the end, time is something that a lot of people have a hard time with. I speak from experience when I say I think about the time that I have in this world and then the time after. I am rather young, as in America I still don't have the ability to buy alcohol, but I still think about it. The best outlook to have from this video is to cherish these moments you have and also the moments that you have with your loved ones, like your parents and siblings. Keep their memories with you and tell them to the next generation. Sometimes things in the future look pointless due to time washing away everything, but you can make them not pointless for yourself and for your loved ones. Thanks for watching, everyone. I wanted to make this video as this conversation really hit home for me, and I hope that translates onto the video. And I hope it hit home for you too. Like, comment, and subscribe so that I know that you maybe like this content and I know to make more. I want to make more serious content as well as the summon videos that I am making on this channel. We also have planned videos to expand concerning gacha revenue that we hope to make each month, as well as guides. Look forward to it. Join me on Twitch at Senpai Lounge, and also the editor of this video, I'm Pointless with 4 S's, which I like to stream with, so see you over there. Peace.